All right, so now we want to sort of adjust how these things are interacting. So what I want is the slab to come at least to the edge of this wall here. And then I want the wall to sit underneath this deck. And so that deck needs to come out and extend out. And then the ceiling, I want to come sort of to the edge of the fire rated wall. And so to do that, I need to adjust some things. So let's adjust the floor first. This slab, I want to go to the edge of that. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to my floor plan over here. I'll go to my level 1 schematic. And right now, if I pick that, it's actually picking the A1-2 floor, which is the finished floor. So if you hover over the edge of the floor, it'll tell you that it's doing the A1-2 floor. And if you tap the tab key, it will tell you, it will cycle to the other option because we have two things kind of on top of each other. So you can see it's cycled to the A1-2. And so if I tap it again, if I go over it again, it will do the A floor, and again, tap the tab key. And once that comes up, left click, and you should get the A1-2 slab. And what I want you to do once you have that selected is edit the boundary. And what it'll do is show you the edge of it. This is the way that it makes the extrusion. So that basically that thing is an extrusion, and this is the outline for the extrusion, and it's giving you access to it. So basically what you have are lines now, and I can take this line of the sketch and I can move it, but really a good command to use in Revit is the align command. So if you pick a line up here, you can pick the edge of that wall. So you see how it's selecting the edge of that wall. And then you can pick the thing you want to move to it, and it will move it. It also gives you an option to lock it, but go ahead and leave it. Once you've done that, hit escape a couple of times. And when you go into this mode where you have the lines, you have to check or X out of it. It's called sketch mode. So to get back to the rest of the project, you have to say, yes, that's what I want to do, right? Sure, I'll save the project. And so once you do that, we can go back to our section, and you can see that it's moved that floor, right? And so let's work on the wall now. So if I pick the wall, you can see that the base constraint over here in the instance properties set to level 01 finished floor. So it's actually stopping at the top of the carpet, which we don't want, right? We want it to go all the way to the slab because that's where the structural connection is going to happen. So I'm going to go to, instead of level 1 finished floor, I want the base constraint to be level 1 top of slab. And you'll see it'll go down to that. And then the next thing, it looks like the carpet's okay, right? It's ending, right there. And then the next thing we want to do is fix this deck, right? This floor deck. So in order to see it, we don't really have a plan that looks at it, because if we look at the floor plan cuts at 4 feet and looks down. We can actually expand our views up here, and there's a ceiling plan view. So if I expand the ceiling plan, there's an RCP, and what that's going to do is cut at 7 feet and look up, right? We could do it in 3D too, but let's do it in 2D first, and then we'll get to 3D. So if I go to the RCP, it's now looking up at the ceiling, right? And so if I hover over it, you'll see it's showing me the compound ceiling. But if I tap the tab key again, it'll give me the concrete floor above, right? And if you pick that and go to edit type, oh, sorry, not edit type, edit boundary, it will open up that sketch mode. And you can use the align command again to pick the back of the wall and move that slab into the wall. It's a little weird in Revit. Oftentimes you're working in 2D on 3D things, and you just kind of have to get used to it. So once you're done with that, hit escape twice, and then you can hit check. And let's go ahead and go back to our section here. You can go to it by double clicking. And so now you can see that this guy is far enough in, but now this wall is not, is going through that. So you can actually pick the wall and do an attached top base and pick the floor, right? And it will automatically attach that. So now if that floor moves, the wall will move with it, so you don't have to worry about it detaching. This guy, I don't know how big it's going to be because it's a 30-inch panel, right? So, oh, and the ceiling needs to go a little further, right? It needs to go in there, but right now, if you pick it, it's unconnected, so it doesn't have a level on it. And it's going from base constraint, top of finished floor. I guess that works. But let's just take the unconnected height down from 10 to 9 feet, right? And it'll pull that down. I do believe that it says in the specs that that needs to be at least an inch below the ceiling, the finished ceiling. So let's take it a couple of inches below the finished ceiling. So I'll just make it 8'10", right? And now that's a couple of inches below the finished ceiling. And then we'll go in and let's make the ceiling go all the way to the drywall. So to do that, again, you can go to your RCP and pick the ceiling and edit the boundary and use the align command to pick the face of the wall. So those are the two layers of chipboard. So you pick the face of the wall and align that. Hit escape a couple of times and big green check, right? And then if we go to the section, now we kind of have this guy, right? So we're starting to get, I mean, these would actually continue and there would be another room on the other side, but we're limiting kind of our stuff, all right? So then when we come back, we'll adjust this wall to be the correct sort of size for the panels.